take them down and take them down and take them down, take them down, take them down and take them down and take them down. As you look, the whole room explodes down and as you look, the whole room explodes down and.
So I'm not used to the limelight, so please bear with me. So my job is to facilitate for those merchants who want to use PayPal, want to accept payments via PayPal. It's my job to make sure that they find it easy, which is not always the case, but we will go over that and see where we are. So I'm going to start with a bit of a sales pitch, because if I don't, then Jonathan here is going to kill me. By the way, Jonathan is an important person to know, so Jonathan, make yourself visible for a second. So he's the guy who brings all the business in, and he's the guy who makes the connection between the projects and developers, so he's a good person to know. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little bit of a sales pitch and then move on to the main topic. So, some numbers. PayPal at the moment has over 120 million active accounts in 190 countries. We support payments in 25 currencies. In 2012, we had 14 billion in mobile payments. We had to change that estimate. We estimated 7 million and had to change it twice during 2012. So it's growing very fast. I'm not sure that you're aware of how central PayPal became, but we are now 23% of global e-commerce. The rest you can read. Now, for the Israeli market, I think this is a little bit of a surprise, but we already have over 1 million Israeli PayPal accounts. And I'm not sure about you guys, but whenever we meet people, people find it hard to believe. But it's true. Now, out of those, about 500,000 are already active. So we have almost 500,000 active users, and that's a very large number. We are in the top 3 in Europe when it comes to transaction per consumer. So that means that Israeli consumers, once they get on PayPal, they really like it. For mobile share, again, we are top 3 in EU, and we enjoy very rapid growth in Israel. When I'm talking about domestic market. Okay, I'm going to try and speak closer to the mic. Now, this is an interesting one. I'm not sure exactly how accurate the number is, but PayPal ran a survey, and it turns out that out of the PayPal consumers, 68% said they wouldn't have completed the purchase if PayPal was not available. So that's also pretty impressive. Are they? I'm going to try and do better. So Israel is a fertile ground for e-commerce and m-commerce because the penetration rate is really very, very high. In EMEA, we are number 1 in internet penetration at 95%, and the mobile penetration is number 5 in the world, estimated at 140%. Now, smartphone penetration, we are number 2 in the world. So, again, just the title says it all. Israel is a very fertile ground for e-commerce and m-commerce. Locally, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but we are already live with very, very big enterprise. sites, and of course the usual SMBs and mom and pop shops. So you can see the logos, names that you all know, all the big daily deals, the daily coupons, El Al, Mega, Yad Shtaim, Domino's Pizza. You can see for yourself the big cinemas, Cinema City, Globus Max. So you can see that it's not what it used to be, only SMBs and mom and pop shops. Now I'm going to talk about the 2 pillars of PayPal. So you all know about the 7 pillars of wisdom. At PayPal we're not that smart, so we only have 2. The one that everyone is aware of and everyone is familiar with is security. So I'm not going to talk about that because that's the obvious one. But I do want to talk about the one that's being neglected, and that's the comfort, the ease of purchase. So we are all, I'm not sure that all, but some of you, I'm sure, have been in this situation where it's late in the evening and you're surfing the net and you ran into something that you do want to purchase. It's a great deal. And now you start with the, okay, so where's my credit card? And okay, it's in the wallet, but the wallet is in my jeans and I changed it. And now I have to get up and fetch it. And they're asking me for all these different, where do I live? And what's my social security? And all the different items that I have to key in, I have to type in. And the experience becomes very frustrating. And at the end of the day, you say, beep it, and I'll do it tomorrow, and which, of course, eventually you don't. So this is something that PayPal, when integrated properly, is very, very valuable. So if you look at the reason, the title of this slide is the conversion rate improvement, is because the ease of purchase and the number of clicks is reduced significantly when you use PayPal. So the traditional way, you have all these different steps, and it takes quite an effort to complete a purchase. If you look at PayPal, we reduce the number of clicks significantly and makes it much, much easier. So if we look at an example from the web, this is Crocs in Israel. That same experience you can find on Nike and Toys R Us. So this is very common. And you can see that you can either use other means, or if you want to choose PayPal, it's right there. And if you choose PayPal, then all you have to do is approve. You're on the PayPal page. Your email is already there, just your password, pay now, and that's it. And when it comes to mobile, this is a mobile example. This is Domino's Pizza in Israel. Then it becomes really dramatic. So you choose PayPal, or if you choose credit card, then this is what you have to fill in using your touch screen. So you can see that fill in your card, your full name, your identity card, and the credit card number, expiration date. The whole thing is very, very tiresome, and to do it on a mobile phone, it's not very easy. On the other hand, if you choose PayPal, then your email already shows up. You just enter a password, and if you want to use credit cards, it's still there, but there's no real need. So if you enter your password, you click Pay Now, and that's it. So moving on to the services that PayPal supports in Israel. And this is important because there is a big difference between... Okay, sorry about that. So now I'm talking about PayPal services which are available for Israel. And it's an important distinction because globally, PayPal has a set of services which are not available in Israel. But we have a fair number of products in Israel, and they do a pretty good job, and in most cases, whatever you need is there. The services are one-time payments, recurring payments, which are subscriptions. This is the name that the term that we use, and billing agreements. Now, one-time payments, I'm sure it's obvious. Recurring payments, again, I suspect that everyone understands what it means. If you want PayPal to do the billing for you on a period which you define, on whatever amount that you choose, so you can create a profile, a recurring payments profile, and we will bill it for you. And let's say once a month, if that's what you chose, we will send you a notification telling you what happened, whether we managed to bill properly or if there was any issue when we tried. The next one, billing agreements. I think that one is less known. That one means that the user is giving you an approval to bill the funding source. So that is very similar to getting a credit card from a user with an open agreement to bill it for whatever amount you need and whenever you need. Now, this experience is not open to the corner shop. It is open definitely to enterprise and SMBs in some cases. You should contact us. It's a very comfortable experience because it lets you control the issue. You can, with a click of a button, so you can get a one-click payment from users, and you on the back end call the APIs from PayPal. Based on the agreement that they gave you, you pretty much sorted, and you get a synchronous reply from PayPal telling you whether the billing succeeded or not. So that's a much more convenient business-wise than the recurring payments. So if you can get it, we recommend you use it. It takes PayPal approval, but you should try for it. So now I'm moving on to the PayPal products, and some of the products support all the services that I discussed earlier, but some don't. So the one that, the flag product for PayPal these days is Express Checkout. And Express Checkout operates by APIs. The simplest way is just to use some sort of GET request and concatenate all the parameters on your HTTPS request and get a synchronous response from PayPal. So the reason that this became the flagship for PayPal is because, A, it's synchronous, so you get an immediate response telling you what happened, and you have a perfect picture of where you stand with the order. And you can relay the message to your customer, and that's pretty much the perfect experience from a customer point of view. This is when you need something which is real time. So if you take an order and you need 3 days to find out whether you can fulfill it, then it's not that important that you get something which is synchronous. But still, the experience is better because the billing is done. The billing is done on your site, on the merchant site, and not on PayPal site. Now, this is something that's really important to pay attention to, because we usually get this question. Merchants and developers, they assume that once the user goes onto the PayPal page and enters their password and presses the Pay Now button, it means that the payment is completed. And that's not true. So what happens with Express Checkout is that the user is returned to your site, and they only gave you the confirmation, the approval, to bill them. And now it's up to you to call the PayPal API and make sure that the payment actually happens. So that is a very different experience to the next one, which is paper payment standard. Used to be known as website payment standard, WPS. Paper payment standard is based on HTML. It's based on forms. And what happens there is that the payment happens on the paper page. So that's a very big difference because you don't control the consumer as soon as they left to the paper page. And once they completed the payment, you will get an asynchronous message called IPN, Instant Payment Notification. But the user might have left the building. It's not definite that you're going to get them back on your site. So that's a very big advantage that Express Checkout has. There's no way the user can pay with Express Checkout without it happening on your site and without you having control and direct contact with the payer. The last one is adaptive payments. I'm not going to talk a lot about that. That is a niche. It's built for marketplaces and for applications that want to allow other merchants use their services. In some cases also for consumers, but it's mostly built around marketplaces. And there has to be a very specific need and a very specific reason why you would use it instead of using one of the other two. So if you feel that you do need to use adaptive payments, it's a good idea to dig into it and probably contact us and discuss the issue and explain why. So I'm not sure if you know how big mobile has become, but mobile is here. Mobile is huge. And that is true for Israel as well. We see an explosive growth all the time. Mobile is not just smartphones, of course, it's also tablets. And it's very important for any merchant to take care of mobile. And the ways to do that are either by building an app, and that's something that you do need, but obviously there's a limit to the number of apps that any of us will hold on their smartphone. So it's always a good idea to also have a mobile site. So for mobile, what we have is the products that support mobile. The main one is Mobile Express Checkout. And the nice thing and the cool thing about Mobile Express Checkout is that if you integrated Express Checkout on your website, then mobile is automatically supported. It means that if anyone surfs to your site from a mobile device, as soon as they hit the paper pages, they're going to get a mobile perfect experience. So as long as you created a nice experience on your site, the paper side is already done. Of course, you could always, if you have an app, you could always use Mobile Express Checkout on your app as well, regardless of having a mobile site. The next one is Mobile Payment Library. This is a perfect in-app solution, but I don't recommend it because, again, it's not synchronous, and you lose contact with the customer, and you get the information about the payment only with an IPN, a payment notification. So I would probably choose to go with Mobile Express Checkout. MWPS, the same idea as what I discussed about Mobile Express Checkout. Assuming you integrated WPS on your site, the HTML-based product, then we already took care of the mobile adaptation. And if someone surfs to your site, to your website from a mobile device, again, they're going to get a perfect mobile experience. Now I'm talking about where do you do your development. So the full development and QA cycle should be done on PayPal's Sandbox. The Sandbox is an environment, it's a copy of our live environment. So everything is exactly the same as the live environment, or should be. If it's not, then we have a bug. But usually it's pretty good. And except for the live environment, what you get on the Sandbox is a perfect environment to set up your own test accounts. It's very easy. It's almost a click of a button to create as many test accounts as you need. You have your own developer account, and it lets you do the full development on the Sandbox, so you can run as many transactions as you like on as many accounts as you like. You can imitate the merchant, you can imitate the customer, and it's just a perfect experience to do it without involving any real money. Once you completed your development and you're ready to go live, that takes seconds. The only thing to do is replace 5 constants, and you're done. That's it. You go live. So, highly recommended. We know that we met quite a few developers who were not aware of that, and were using the live environment, and that created a lot of difficulties. So there's no reason not to use it. So please use the Sandbox. And a very good starting point is the developer.paypal.com, where you set up your own developer account, and under that you create your test accounts and complete the cycle. If you need knowledge, guides, code examples, SDKs, forums, that's all available under x.com. So probably you've heard the old joke about PayPal. Half the value of PayPal comes from this domain. We chose to waste it on developers, but that's how it is. So there's a lot of excellent information there. Free search will take you a long way, and if you have any issues, you can't find something, then we are available. Now, I'm pretty sure that you've heard this discussion about blurring the lines between offline and online, and this is something that we see all the time. So in the US, it's not ubiquitous, but we definitely have, it's growing. We have it with Office Depot. We have it with others. Very, very large merchants. And over there, you can use PayPal offline. So you can come with your mobile phone and complete your purchase at the cashier, just like you would with a credit card, or, obviously it's easier. But now PayPal is not just on the web anymore. The lines have been blurred, and this is a process that is ongoing and is happening very fast. So in the US, it's a perfect experience. This is not yet available for us. The point of sale is not available in Israel. But even without that, just the existing products that we do have, in Israel, one of the first point of sale experiences was actually done in Israel by Tapingo, and that a very similar experience was adapted by McDonald's in France, in Paris. So you can now go with your mobile, you can pay on the mobile app at McDonald's, and you can then go into the McDonald's branch, and you get when you purchase, you get a QR code, and you use that inside the branch. You just scan that, and you get your order in a priority line. So it's a very nice experience, and the initial experience came from Tapingo in Israel. So that's something that's really happening, and you should look into it. The time is very short. I've been told it's time to move on.